Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Cybercriminals are targeting summer travels. Joining me to discuss is Pete Nicoletti, field CISO of the Americas at Checkpoint Technologies, to discuss what you can do to protect yourself from travel scams. Pete, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Hi, Jill. Great to be here, and hopefully we can get your viewers a little bit more safer to travel during the upcoming summer seasons.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. I mean, we just want to enjoy, how hard we've worked and enjoy our vacations. Now, Checkpoint research reveals a growing industry that's selling credentials to stolen hotel and airline accounts. What is the end goal for cyber criminals in this case?
Well, it's always to make money, and they're stealing things that they have no cost in. And they're stealing it in multiple ways. They're stealing it by leveraging stolen credentials. As everyone knows, there's multiple websites each week that are being hacked, and they take those credentials and they immediately try to sign on to 1,000 different websites to see if you have an account with that same name and same password. So that's one way they do it. The other thing that Checkpoint Research is recognizing is that they're selling tools to brute force attacking these websites. A lot of companies don't have sophisticated, for example, tar pits in place to where they'll take millions of attacks of passwords, and they'll just say, no, that's not right. No, that's not right. And then all of a sudden they'll find the right password, and then they'll be into that account. So those smaller websites don't have tar pitting in place, and they just allow for millions of attacks. So Checkpoint's research is spotting the outcomes of this. So we've seen multiple airlines to where we're finding, people that have been hacked, and they're selling those points, and it's just like Nigerian scammers. This is version 27 million, where they're selling something that's too good to be true. And that's what you really have to watch out for. So if you get an email, so this is the interesting thing, Jill, if you get an email, it could be one of two situations. It could be a legitimate relationship, and they're saying, hey, somebody's trying to change your name and password, or it could be hackers. So the trick, Jill, and you've got to, tell our viewers this, is you got to go direct to the website. If it's American Airlines or Delta or Marriott or Radisson, if you get an email saying, hey, somebody just changed your password, don't click on that link that email came in, because, Checkpoint bought the world's fastest growing security company just a year and a half ago. And it's, believe it or not, it's Avanan. And we see millions of these phishing emails each day. So we're continuously seeing new research and new trends. So if those emails are coming from an attacker saying that somebody just changed your password, and the end user clicks on that link is not going to American or Delta or Marriott. It's going to a site in Russia, and they're capturing your credentials and saying thank you, goodbye. And then they're going to that website, and then they're stealing your points and transferring them or doing whatever they can to make value out of it. So
and Pete, I think that's a great point that you make, regardless if it's travel or not. I get texts all the time, your Amazon, your Netflix, these passwords have been changed. So I think this is great, outside of the travel industry, that you're sharing this as well. And cyber criminals are also leveraging last minute deals. And it's kind of like that FOMO emotion that we get. Oh, last minute deal, I want to click on it, see what it's all about, but it might not go exactly where you think it's going to take you.
Jill, you're exactly right. Those last minute deals are just phishing words to trick you. You might be planning travel and for coming up this summer, and you've bought some tickets or thinking about buying tickets, and that phishing email is going to hit your timing. What you've got to do is have your spider senses tingle up higher and not buy those stolen credentials. Now, a lot of people do. Okay, so what do you do about that? First off, you better be using a credit card so you can complain to your credit card company and have that reversed. You also have to go to the company that that you're dealing with and report that to them, because in a lot of cases, the large travel companies will have some kind of square that up for you, and they'll also let you know if it's legit or not. So that's the big thing. And then finally, if you have time, report it to FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, because they're tracking on this, and they're also involving the FBI and also international criminal organizations to track these guys down, because in a lot of places they're doing it are from countries that we don't have great relationships with, so we can't just arrest them and bring them before a trial. So they know that, so it's really a terrible thing, Jill.
And Pete, tell us about the tactic of creating travel agencies, and what are some examples you can give us?
Right, so Checkpoint Research is spotting this type of activity on the dark web. And what they're doing is they're creating fake travel agencies and selling tickets for 50% off, or they're selling points that are a lower value from somebody stolen. So once again, these are opportunities that these hackers are doing to sell something that they don't own, and they're going to make money on. It's just a cousin to malware and ransomware, where they're going to, it's the same groups. And here's the problem now. They're actually getting much, much smarter because they're using artificial intelligence tools. So not only are they combining the information that they've stolen from you previously and hacked a website that you've had a relationship with, but they're also looking at your social media profile. So if you are talking about a trip, guess what? The artificial intelligence that they're getting from our friends at ChatGPT or their own AI engine, they're combining that information, and they're automatically creating millions of emails that are targeting people that are thinking about traveling or on travel. And that's the other thing, Jill. It's not just the people that are thinking about travel, it's the people that are traveling right now. So we're seeing some elder abuse. We're seeing some elders being contacted by photos of their kids that have been modified by AI, asking for money immediately while they're traveling. So it's not just before travel, it's also during travel, Jill, that our research is spotting some crazy things. And artificial intelligence is just lowering the bar for these attackers. It used to be you had to be pretty kind of sophisticated to write code, or pretty sophisticated to write really good English language artificial intelligence or email. And now with artificial intelligence, it's lowering the bar. So we're seeing more threat actors getting involved in this, Jill.
Well, Pete, I'm glad you brought up the social media aspect. And of course, everybody wants to live their best life on Instagram and TikTok, and companies certainly encourage that by using hashtags. And of course, social platforms encourage that as well for engagement. But you have to think about it from a security perspective as well, not just cybersecurity, but when you're posting your best life in Thailand, people know you are not home and your home is vulnerable, knowing that you're not home. I mean, there's just so many ways that this extends beyond travel scams online. And I know social media is such an integral part of everyone's life, but there are safety measures that you have to be considered as well.
There's a couple, Jill, that come right to top of mind. First off, if someone contacts you, say your kid contacts you and asks you for money, well, you better not ask, hey, as to test what's your cat's name, because guess what? It's posted in Facebook and the hackers are going to know it. So have an out of band password that you've pre-established with. That's how we always talk to people that have BEC, business email compromise, where a CFO is talking to a CEO and asking for Amazon gift cards and shenanigans like that. Have something out of band. Pick up the phone and talk to that person. The other thing that's really interesting, Jill, with these artificial intelligence-based pictures and videos is ask the person, because these can be live, ask the person to turn around and show me the back of your head. Because guess what, Jill? Most of the pictures in artificial intelligence tools can't have the back of the head shown. So if you're wondering if you're really talking to that person, tell them to turn around and show the back of the head, and hopefully they're not too embarrassed about their bald spot or whatever. But that's a way to fool artificial intelligence base, because right now the tools are really awesome. I can have it speak and translate to your voice that I've captured from you earlier, Jill. So it's really getting tricky these days.
All right. Well, Pete, we appreciate all the advice outside of travel that we were originally going to discuss. Actually, that's a great tactic in terms of passwords because kids are always asking for money. We appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Thank you.